Greetings, fellow Twihards. Well, time to look at the third film of the Twilight series, the Twilight Saga, Eclipse. In Seattle, not far from Forks, Victoria texts Riley Beers so she can begin to create an army of newborns with him in order to get her revenge on Edward Cullen for killing her true love, James. Back in Forks, Edward and Bella Swan discuss the complications of becoming an immortal vampire. At 18 years old, 1 year older than the age Edward was when he became a vampire, Bella expresses her aversion to the idea of marrying so young, though Edward refuses to turn her into a vampire until they are married. His argument that she should have various human experiences she would otherwise miss. While Charlie Swan investigates the disappearance of Riley Beers, Edward suspects his disappearance was caused by the newborn vampires. Furthering his suspicion is Riley's intrusion into Bella's room. Although Edward fears for her safety, Bella insists that Jacob Black and the rest of the werewolf pack would never harm her, but Edward is still unconvinced. Bella goes to La Push to see Jacob and returns home unharmed. During one of her visits, Jacob confesses that he is in love with Bella and forcefully kisses her against her will. Furious, she punches him and sprains her hand, and Edward later threatens Jacob and tells him to only kiss her if she asks him to. Bella even revokes the invitations of Jacob and his pack members to her graduation party, but when Jacob apologizes for his behavior, she forgives him. Meanwhile, Alice sees a vision of a newborn army attacking Forks led by Riley Beers. Jacob, accompanied by Quill and Embry, overhear this, which leads to an alliance between the Cullens and Wolfpack. Later, the Cullens and the Wolves agree to a meeting place and time to train and discuss strategy. During the training, Jasper explains to Bella that he was created by a vampire named Maria to control a newborn army. He hated his original existence, and upon meeting Alice, joined the Cullens with her. Bella sees the true bond between a mated vampire pair and begins to understand Jasper better. Despite her reluctance to marry, Bella realizes that spending eternity with Edward is more important to her than anything else and agrees to marry him. Edward and Bella camp up in the mountains to hide Bella from the bloodthirsty newborns. During the night, Bella overhears a conversation between Edward and Jacob, in which they temporarily put aside their hatred towards each other. In the morning, Jacob overhears Edward and Bella discussing their engagement and takes off. But Edward just asks him to kiss her, and she realizes that she has fallen in love with him. Edward finds out about the kiss, but is not upset, as Bella says she loves him more than Jacob. When Victoria appears, Edward kills her while Seth kills Riley. The Cullens and the Quileute Wolves, meanwhile, destroy her army, though Jacob is injured saving Leah Clearwater from a newborn. Several members of the police, the Volturi, arrive to deal with the newborn army. They also see that the Cullens are guarding the newborn Bree Tanner, who had refused to fight and surrendered to Carlisle and Esme. Jane tortures Bree to collect information, then instructs Felix to kill her, despite the Cullens' efforts to spare her. When Jane knows that Caius will find it interesting that Bella is still human, Bella informs her that the day for her transformation has been set. Bella visits the injured Jacob to tell him that even though she is in love with him, she has chosen to be with Edward. Saddened by her choice, Jacob reluctantly agrees to stop trying to come between her and Edward. Bella and Edward go to their meadow, where she tells him she has decided to do things his way. Get married, make love, then be transformed into a vampire. She also explains that she never has been normal and never will be. She's felt out of place her entire life, but when she is in Edward's world, she feels stronger and complete. At the end of the story, they decide they need to tell Charlie about their engagement. So let's take a look at the production of this film, beginning with the development. In early November 2008, someone announced that they had attained the rights to the remaining books in Stephanie Meyer's Twilight series, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. In February 2009, someone confirmed that they would be working on the Twilight Saga Eclipse. On the same day, it was announced that since New Moon director Chris Weitz would be in post-production for New Moon when Eclipse began shooting, he would not be directing the third film. Instead, the film would be helmed by director David Slade, with Melissa Rosenberg returning as screenwriter. David Slade dove right into the project, interviewing cast members individually between 2 and 3 times to discuss characters and the plot. And now on to casting. Some Entertainment revealed that they were replaced Rochelle Lefebvre, who played an evil vampire named Victoria, with Bryce Dallas Howard in late July 2009. They attributed the change to scheduling conflicts, and Lefebvre responded by saying she was stunned and greatly saddened by the choice. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Howard had previously rejected the role of Victoria as too small of a part when she was approached to play her in Twilight. Silent Hill's Jodelle Freeland was cast as the newly turned vampire Bree Tanner. Other new cast members included Xavier Samuel as Riley, Jack Huston as Royce King II, Cornelia Santino Moreno as Maria, Julia Jones as Leah Clearwater, and Boo Boo Stewart as Seth Clearwater. Actors who auditioned for the various roles are not given a script to work from. Instead, actress Chrissa Pratt mentioned, quote, "They made the scenes exact transcripts from the book. They didn't give the screenplay out. So the audition side was just reading a page from Twilight and reading lines that were interspersed between the descriptions." And now onto filming and post-production. Excuse me. Principal photography for Eclipse began on August 17, 2009 at Vancouver Film Studios. On August 29th, photos captured Kristen Stewart, Billy Burke, and other principal actors filming a scene with graduation caps and gowns. September 2nd brought Xavier Samuel together with Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson filming at a soundstage for scenes at Bella's house. Director David Slade stated that they filmed a scene with a tent on September 13th. He also said that they filmed a kiss between Jacob and Bella on September 17th. Filming wrapped up on October 29th, 2009, while post-production began in late November. Slade published multiple updates on his Twitter account proclaiming that editing was going well. He said that the, quote, "story and the way they approached the film calls for a more realistic approach." In April 2010, it was revealed that reshoots to the film were needed. Both Slade and Stephenie Meyer were present at the shoot along with the 3 main stars. In January 2010, an early draft of the film's script was leaked on the internet. The script was presumably belonged to star Jackson Rathbone, as his name was watermarked across each page. And now finally onto the music. The score for the Twilight Saga Eclipse was composed by Howard Shore, who composed the scores for such films as the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Aviator. The film's soundtrack was released on June 8, 2010 by Atlantic Records, in conjunction with music supervisor Alexandra Pasava's Chop Shop label. The lead single from the soundtrack is Neutron Star Collision, Love is Forever, performed by the British band Muse. On May 11, 2010, MySpace announced that the full Eclipse soundtrack listing would be unveiled starting at 8 a.m. the following morning every half hour, totaling 6 hours. The film debuted at number 2 on Billboard 200. So overall, this is my favorite film in the Twilight series, and it's just so good. I love it. So overall, I give the Twilight Saga Eclipse 5 vampire fangs out of 5. Anyway, tune in on Monday as we take a look at the penultimate film in the Twilight series, Breaking Dawn Part 1. So, until then, see you everybody.